Hey, Tiki Trail. Once again, another live Facebook broadcast from Tiki Makeke at Don the Beachcombers. I am with the infamous Zen Tiki Lounge crew.
Aloha!
Aloha!
So if you've been listening to the podcast, these are the people that you are listening to. So I hope I don't break any kind of,
the law.
fantasies or what imagery.
Well, I mean, we're all about bringing rum cocktails and shenanigans into your own home, your own ears, or your car on the way to work. I mean, whatever works for you.
We just don't like to show our faces, right? Yeah.
Now, what I love is you guys, I used to work in radio, and radio is theater of the mind.
Right.
So podcasts also
For
theater
those
of
of
the
you who
mind.
have creativity.
Yes, yeah. Or remember what radio is.
Or remember radio.
Yeah, what is that? So you guys get to do theater of the mind, and I love listening to you guys talk. I feel like I'm just hanging out with a bunch of friends who are chatting and drinking.
Idiots. A bunch of friends who are
And
idiots.
That's the point of the podcast.
As we become inebriated as the podcast goes on.
So we've known each other for 20 plus years, but for the last 10, we've been inviting people into my home tiki bar to record the podcast about every other week. We start with a different cocktail every week.
Yum.
We give you the
Nice.
recipe so you can make it at home.
Yum.
We try to stick to just 5 or so ingredients so it's easy and approachable. It's not like,
Well,
you know,
Five.
Five.
I'm inebriated.
I noticed that
But
five.
some people will give you a cocktail recipe where they're like an ounce of this and a drop of this and a quarter ounce of this, and then you're going to take a piece of granite and you're going to wring a drop of water out of it, and then you're going to, the average person's not going to do that.
No.
And then we make the drink and we taste it on the show. The girls tell me what they really think about it. Oh, no,
We
please.
really think. We really tell them what we really think, but usually they're great. Unless it's made with coffee for me. I
I
can't
like the
stand the coffee.
Oh, I'm
There's
with
an
you. I do
ingredient
not drink
everybody
coffee.
hates.
I don't drink coffee. Stunts your growth, turns
You
your hair
should.
curly. I can't afford either of
If
either
it's
of
made
those.
with bacon grease, that's bad too.
Oh, bacon grease.
Actually, I have had a
Yeah,
really
it
good
was
Bloody
awful.
Mary that had bacon grease
it
shaken
was
into it. It
awful.
was delicious.
Oh my God! I need to hang out with these guys.
Four different kinds of pickles on it as the garnish. Fabulous.
God.
It's at the Aria in Vegas if you ever, I'm just saying.
Let's all go.
I'm gonna be there next week. I'll be there in Vegas. Yeah.
You can try it.
But if you want to know
Tell us how bad it is.
if you want to know what's going on in the tiki community, especially in the LA and California West Coast region, we're a good stop for you.
Yes, we are.
The girls always make sure that I'm having a good time and they keep me honest.
And we talk about him behind his back.
They do. Sometimes I
Maybe
leave.
some shenanigans.
Sometimes I leave to go get more cocktail ingredients, and I leave the microphone on, and then I'm
And all we do is say shit
surprised
about
what
him
they
all
say.
the time. Are you?
No. Well, and I gotta
why would you
say,
be surprised?
I enjoy listening to you guys talk, but I'm always bummed because I'm usually listening like the middle of the day, and I don't get to enjoy that cocktail. You know, getting ready in the morning at 7, 8 o'clock,
And you wanna
listening.
get
on
Like,
a
well,
commute or something,
okay, well, I might do that sitting at work, but that's a different story. We won't talk
You
about
can
that.
drink at work.
Well, heck yeah.
Depends on your job. Please abide by your HR policies. We're big believers in that.
Oh,
and consider a designated driver to and from work.
Oh, and I just realized my boss listens to my podcast and follows me on Facebook, so I'm just joking when I say I drink at work. I'm not really.
I'm not.
No.
I absolutely do not drink at work.
Right? The parents of the
Never.
children would not appreciate that.
No.
All right, so Zen Tiki Lounge.
Yes.
It's for the uninitiated, the uninebriated.
Okay.
How do they find Zen Tiki Lounge?
That's a great
Tell
question. So you're going to go to zentikilounge.com. It's that easy. And that is where you can click on our subscribe link, and then you're going to get every podcast downloaded to your Android, your iPhone, or whatever device you're listening on.
Every podcast known to
From
man.
the last
We have
50 years.
377 podcasts. We've been doing this for 10 years. The first year is no longer available because
It sucked.
it was bad. It was bad.
We weren't on
We
it.
weren't on it, so.
Oh,
Pumpkin, the
wow.
original hostess, she's not here today because she's a recluse and she doesn't leave the house. She hates people.
Hence the podcast.
Right, that was why we did a podcast. She didn't have to, she goes, I don't like creepy people. They try to touch me.
Okay.
I touch her.
She has that effect on people. They want to touch her.
Now, I should have done this at the beginning.
Okay, I'll
For
judge you
those
now.
that don't know, obviously you would be Sunshine.
I'm Sunshine
That
TV.
was easy to pick.
Starshine.
Starshine.
Lonnie.
And Kaylani. There we go.
And Kaylani, I think, has almost the most interesting stories for her name came from. So I'm Sunshine because when Pumpkin and I worked together, she would just refer to me as Sunshine, like, oh, Sunshine, do this, Sunshine, do that. And it just kind of stuck, and I'd be like, whatever you want, Pumpkin.
Well, do you remember the movie Remember the Titans?
Yes.
I don't.
Sunshine, the kid who was the quarterback, the long-haired quarterback from California. He was
If that's on
Sunshine.
Netflix, I'm going to have to do that.
Oh yeah, no, you definitely. It's a good movie.
Starshine was her Indian maiden's
Yes,
name.
I was in Indian Maidens when I was a child. That
Oh
was my
wow!
name.
So
Yeah.
you were like Tiki, even
Way back when.
even back
Kaylani
then.
was a little challenge, so I said, look behind the bar and get some inspiration.
And we found Kaylani behind the bar.
The coconut liqueur that I think some of you
And
probably
I love
like.
coconuts, so
She's Kaylani.
I'm Kaylani.
Nice.
And that's how it happened. And now all these years later, we still enjoy, they enjoy coming over for free cocktails.
Yes.
I enjoy making them, and we enjoy doing events like Dawn's and lots of other stuff. And it's just a great way to have fun.
And you guys are going to be at Tiki Caliente.
Yes,
we
we
will.
are.
We'll be hosting 2 room parties, one on Thursday, one on Friday.
And we'll be judging.
And then, we don't participate in the cocktail contest because we do judge the contest itself. And so there will be 16 plus rooms
That's a
on
lot
the
of
crawl
drinks.
this year.
A lot
So
of
at
drinks,
least
people.
that many drinks.
We're going to need a lot of water.
Yeah. And it be
Yes, yes.
paced appropriately so we don't
Pace
get off.
yourself.
Yes.
I learned that the hard way my first time at Tiki Oasis.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
yes.
just-
Pacing is
Pace
good.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Day 2 is not as fun as day 1, let's just say.
But we like to talk about responsible inebriation. So for every
Oh,
one
are
of
you
these you have,
Responsible inebriation.
you should have one of these.
Yes.
Wait, a 1-to-1 ratio.
Yes.
A 1-to-1 ratio. Yes.
Oh,
You can
1
work
to
it in.
1. Got
Can I
it.
talk about my Big Orange Richard?
This is our big dick.
This is, apparently, they're big fans of our president from the 70s, Mr. Nixon.
Yes. He's a risky dick if ever there was. and tricky as well.
So this is the big dick.
But not
Yeah,
orange like
so
our
this is
current
Big Orange
president.
Richard or Big Dick at ZenTikiLounge.com. You can snatch him up. But there's also Little Richard, and soon to be is Tiny Peter.
Tiny Peter.
Oh, he's gone by numerous names
Yeah,
because
Little Peter,
you talked
Tiny
about a Little
Peter.
Richard at
We
one
have-
point.
Well, there's
have
Little
another
Richard as
month
well.
that's
Ah, okay.
And Tiny Peter's
But
coming.
we're having tiny Peters made that are
Shot
more
glass.
shot glasses.
So I think you have a primarily adult audience, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Absolutely.
hoping. By now I do if I'm still on Facebook.
So Big Dick came first, Little Dick came second, and Tiny Peter will come
He's
last.
still waiting to come.
Although it probably should have been the other way around.
It's like a Goldilocks and the Three Bears thing going here. I'm
find the right
sensing the
size for
story.
you.
And that's just double entendres. We're really just talking about tiki mugs, and you have dirty minds.
Well, you've got triple entendres going on. There's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
multiples.
No, she has triple entendres. That's actually what we call them. That's actually what
That's her name for the triple entendre. Now we're all drunk.
we are.
I saw that in the sci-fi movie Woman Had Three. What was
Oh,
that?
yes. That's
Total Recall. Total Recall.
Yeah.
Yes.
He would have triple entendres.
Yes,
yes. See, this is what you get when you listen to these guys.
Yeah,
This is what you
pretty
get.
much.
One for each hand is all you need.
When you're sitting at home, maybe you're by yourself, you just want a tiki drink, fire one up, go to the website, you can get the drink
Yum, yum.
recipes. They have
Four
these recipes.
dozen drink recipes.
Killer.
Oh, yes, because we must kill scurvy. That's not good.
Oh, you don't want scurvy.
So,
And this will keep it away.
absolutely,
Yeah, well,
absolutely.
It's
I could have
guaranteed
used
by
it the
no
last couple
doctors.
of weeks. I finally got rid of the scurvy that was going
Really
around.
60 milligrams of vitamin C are definitely found in here.
And this is really cool because we talked about Tiki Trail on the podcast, and we were lucky enough to meet you at one of these events previously. And so, people who might be looking at this because of Zen Tiki Lounge, like, you got to check out Tiki Trail, because if you don't get to go to all these things, sometimes there's a nice gentleman with a camera walking around who'll
Yeah.
walk you through it, and it's kind of like you were there.
Exactly. This is way cool. So, well, thank you guys. I appreciate the time. And
Cheers,
there seems to be a
and
crowd gathering around us that are looking at us, either because we're talking into a
popular.
camera,
Yes.
or I think it's probably because they're very popular. They don't pop out at parties, and they're not unpopular. So,
He poops.
ZenTikiLounge.com.
Yes.
Go download the podcast. You don't need any extra software or anything, right?
Nope, not at all.
So, very easy.
We're
Yes.
low tech.
All right. Thanks. And we'll have some more stuff from the Tiki Makeke. Thanks, guys.